Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who've been hanging with me some time, and welcome those who are new to my channel. I'm Adele Levine, intuitive and medium. Okay, so I decided on my own to do a little tutorial on how to use incense. Well, different ways and different incense, I should be clear. I'm thinking that this is something that comes up a lot for people, believe it or not. I know it seems simple, but there are many different types of incense. There's many different ways to use it. I'm not going in today about what to use it for, like all the millions of ways. Of course, there are the staples, protection, cleansing, and just all around lifting your spirits up. And for that, I will touch on the different types of incense I'm going to show you today and what they do. But it's not really a list of all of those things. It's more about the different types that are out there. And I get this question a lot because there are different types of situations people have in their life. They could be an apartment or a dorm, or sometimes people want to use it in their office and such. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for you today. Okay, so I wanted to start. I have a bunch of different options for you here, but let's start with the tried and true stick incense. This is actually dragon's blood, and dragon's blood incense is for lifting. So when you want to kind of get that lift of energy, and it's not really about cleansing, it's more about putting a lift in your space or in your own energy. With stick incense, it's the most easy for people. You can use a match if you want, but this is of course easy for many. You just go ahead and light it at the end and let it stay for some time. Like you see as it's starting to move and go down, and you see the tip right here. You want to see that tip before you can shake it out, but blowing it out is perfect. And with the stick incense, people do all kinds of shenanigans when it comes to stick incense. You can stick it in probably like a cup, as long as it's not like plastic and melting. It really isn't that hot. Ooh, but the candle is. That was perfect timing. Yeah, so the stick incense will just kind of like go all the way down. This is a really good one. I got this. You're going to hear me talk about them a lot. They're Soul Niche. Soul Niche. Is it niche or niche? Soul Niche, I believe. They're on Etsy, and I'll show you more of them, and I'll pop them up for you to know how to get them. And these types are these are more a little stronger than the normal like store-bought. You can do the store-bought, but this is a resin stick. So you can see it's a lot thicker on here, and it does give a lot more of a smoke, and it smells amazing. But dragon's blood is awesome for lifting that energy up. I always say to people, like, if you want to lift your energy, if you want to mix it, maybe you want to do dragon's blood, 1 minute and then add another incense later, that always works too. So this is the stick incense, just so you can kind of see. I have a incense holder, a dragon incense holder, so that's kind of perfect. And it comes usually in a package like this. Now, if you get a store-bought version of stick incense, you'll probably get a lot more sticks, but these are really potent, and that's why they tend to not be as ton of them in a package. All right, so now we're going to move on to my favorite, which is coal and resin. Now this is my all-time favorite. This is Gloria, and you could see that is the cats that decided to try and eat the packaging. Did not eat the actual incense, but just so you know. But this is Gloria, and there you go. That's the name that I was saying, Soul Niche. And you can find them on Etsy. I get a huge amount from them, and it lasts quite a bit. This is resin, and you can see it a little bit better in here in that form, and that's where I usually keep them. I just wanted you to see their name and how it comes. This is quite a bit that I get. You can get a much smaller package. You don't have to get that much. But with coal, this is the important thing. with coal. These are tiny ones, and I had got them. You can actually get the coal from Soul Niche as well, but you can also get them on Amazon. My favorite is King 5. I think it's called King 5. And with the coal, you light it, and I've shown it on here before, and you can see it starts to spark. See, the sparks are flying. And I'm actually putting it in my metal, incense. There's a proper name for this, but I just call this my incense swayer. Like, I just like to sway it around. I'm sure you've seen this is very similar to what they do in the Catholic churches. However, the most important part of this, and when you can see, that's just ash. Some people get sand and they pour it into their container, but I actually just let the ash build and put the coal on top. I don't really have any issues with that. It's actually kind of awesome. And with that, I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you, first, I'm going to show you this. This is the Gloria that I talked about, and you only put a few, on top. You want to get it on top. You only get a few because it actually gets really, really hot. This is coal, guys, so do not put this in glass. Do not put this coal in plastic. Do not distinguish it into your trash can. When you are done with the coal and you see how it's bubbling, and that's what it does. All the resin is melting into the coal. Isn't that awesome? And it gets really smoky, which is my favorite. You want to like go ahead and get that going. You can put that around you. And what this Gloria is, it's a mixture of dragon's blood, frankincense, and myrrh all together, and some other properties are in there. But you see it bubbles up. When you are done with this coal, by the way, make sure you distinguish it. You put it out with water. I always pour a little bit of water over it, even if it's been a long time. These little ones last about 2 hours. The big ones last about 5 hours. They stay hot for a long time. Okay. Next is cone. This is cone. And cone, you can actually put it onto a coal if you want. It does tend to kind of burn out quick, but coal is as simple as can be. So if you're in a space where you're like, I just want some incense, but I don't want a crazy amount of smoke, I just like the smell, you let it burn just like the stick incense, and then you just do a little blow, and you can just put it right on top of something like this. You can even get any little, like if you have a little stone, if you have a little tin, type of thing, anything with cone. Cone is really easy, but as you can see, it smokes up here, and it kind of smokes not as crazy as the stick that I have, but it does a pretty good burn. And they burn like quick. They burn really fast. So they'll go out probably within 20 minutes. All right, lastly, we have powder. This is sandalwood powder by the same Soul Niche on Etsy. They're awesome. I've even told them that I was like telling people about them today. And powder doesn't last very long either. Just so you know, like, it's great, but it's not gonna be like a long lasting one. So this is sandalwood powder, and if you see, you just take a little pinch and you can just like sprinkle it on like that, and you see it smokes up pretty awesomely. Now for all these smoky type ones, and it gets a little bit everywhere, but that's okay. All these smoky type of ones, what I would say is that these are awesome to kind of lift your energy for sure. They're awesome for cleansing around your space. You can go around your house. You can do the same thing with the stick. The cones are really great if you're just like in a small space and you're like, I just want to put some good incense around. I just want to put some incense and let it go, and you don't want all this smoke. But the powder on the coal, you see how smoky it's getting on its own. And this is good for like around your bed. This is around your house, and you just want to and It doesn't put off the crazy amount of smell, so if you're someone who's not into smell. All right, lastly, I always like to include this because there's some people who hate the smoke. I live with someone like that in general, and you may just want water, incense in a water. I've showed this before. This is a smudge spray, and it's just simple as that. You just spray. But they do make them with sage. They make them with all the different types of incense I mentioned. There are people who make them into the water form. So if you're someone who doesn't want all that smoke, you see it's just really light, and you can do the same thing and spray them around. All right, so this is my favorite. This is my second favorite. Actually, I love them all. Just depends, like I said, in what mood you're in and what you're feeling when you really want the lift, or if you just want to put something that kind of just, kind of in the background maybe, and you just want it burning, and it all depends. But these are all really awesome. So I hope you enjoyed it. Look at this awesome mess, which I love. I had to use scissors to open up this sandalwood. There you go. Hey everybody, I hope that was helpful. This is just a little bit about different ways you can use incense. I know that this is always a subject that comes up to me because people love to use it, but sometimes you don't know where to get it, or different types, and especially we have all different situations. I am still offering my 50% off during this pandemic. It's the code PEACE, P-E-A-C-E, and you can go to my website, Dale Levine, for that. And also, I'm so excited. Before you hit stop, I'm excited about my next class, which is how to manipulate energy. It is the idea of using energy to cloak. It's not just a Harry Potter thing, but you can actually cloak, and how to push energy so you can be seen, and how to even protect and send spikes in that way. I wanted to say, go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate it when you do, and leave comments below. What is your incense go-to? What do you guys like? What do you use? Do you use the cones? Do you use the sticks? Do you use the coals? Maybe you're kind of a little leery about that. Go ahead and share with other people, and maybe you have a go-to place that is online that you want to share with the community here. Thank you guys so much. Follow yourself, follow no one, listen to that inner voice, and I'll see you guys soon.